All right, this is the sectorial segment of the Profit Point Show, and today we want to teach our viewers or teach those who are interested in data selling business how to go about it. And we have someone on the field to talk to us about it and know and tell you what you should know as a startup, as someone who is coming into the business afresh. Our guest this morning is Omojevwe and he has been on the business for a long time, and he has the expertise to tell us what you should be doing when you're selling data, that is selling online and making your money. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you for coming on the Profit Point Show, and we hope those who want to come into your sector or into your business will also make money from it and be a skill for them to teach others also. So when we talk about data selling, what does it mean?
All right. The word today is in 2023, where NCC let Nigerians know that we have about 215 million phone users, and about 65% of them buy data, they sell data, they browse the internet, and which means and they expected that by 2025 about 20% more will join them. So dealing with data is going online, being online, and today almost everybody in our generation, they're always online.
So you saw it as a solution providing a venture for you?
Yes, I saw it as a solution providing venture. Actually, in business, we have the pull and the push factor.
Okay.
The pull is perhaps you are well-to-do, so you go into the business because you have capital and you have sponsors, those that want to sponsor you. So you do that.
Okay.
Why the push factor is the challenges of life. They push you into doing what you love doing. Perhaps you've stayed there for some time, you've experienced some things, you have ideas about that particular business. You say, okay, I want to use this to solve problems for people. So
how does it work in Nigeria? You said you followed the NBC report of 2023 and you keyed into it to provide solution. How does it work? What are the workability of selling data in Nigeria? Okay,
it depends on how you're about to start. Like while I started, it's like more of the push factor.
Okay.
I do a lot of courses online to date, and in one of the degrees I had, it was purely online.
Okay.
So I found out that I spent a lot of data weekly. I'll buy data for myself, buy for my wife, buy for the family. So I was thinking about it, and I started looking for ways to ameliorate that, and I tried to see some sites, and I engaged myself in those sites. There were some that were scam, so referred sites, and eventually I got good sites, and I started using it for myself, and I let my classmates know I can supply you data. So I was pushed into it, and I began to do it. I called my friends outside the country. I said, you have families in Nigeria. If you want to buy data, I'll give you at a subsidized rate. And as I began to sell data, and I've been there for 2 years now.
2 years, okay. 2 years is enough if you want to go into, if you're into it deeply and you're a professional on it, to know the challenges that are embedded in doing this thing. First of all, you said at first when you were training for it, you fell into some scam online. How do people dictate which is the good one and which is the bad one? That is one. And starting the business, what are the things that you need to start?
Okay, I will start with starting the business.
Okay.
All right, starting the business, you need your phone.
Okay.
Just the phone. First, actually, if you want to go bigger, you need to subscribe to some data sites where they sell data. And that's why I fell prey for those online fraudsters. Actually, you need a site, but to detect the right site is very difficult. It's considering our country where we don't have customer protection right.
Okay.
Because when I was duped, you had to write online to customer protection service. Got online and no response, I sent again. So I had to go to the bank of these people. I said, look at these people, they have their profile, they say they can't touch their account, so that becomes difficult. If I believe if we do the right thing, we can protect our business. Actually, I must say this before I continue. My business is registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission of Nigeria under Omojevwe International. So it's not something I'm just running because I later saw a need to register. That's not all we do, but that's what actually I do more. because we have 4 segments in our business under Omojevwe International. So you can't detect the right site. Only if we have the consumer protection site, if they could help us and say, okay, this site. Now, one of the funny thing about it was, you know, those days they teach us that when you see a site, you see HTTP without an S. This one, I use HTTPS, yet it was a fraud site. And the irony was, the site they used was a familiar bank name that I know. So I was like, wow, these people, they are now selling, they are selling data. It's an online banking like OPay, but it's not OPay. This is a new online banking. I know about it because there was a woman I buy things from. When I go to, maybe I want to buy it, so I go to a shop, I buy for my children, and anytime I go there, by the time she mentioned that, I said, well, this is, I said, yes, it's very effective. So when I saw, these people have come online, I said, wow, this is a good idea, and their prices were cheap. By the time I bought the first one, now what I advised retailers to do, to avoid risk, don't just put bulk money there. Okay. Don't put bulk money. Don't even take like 5,000, just take like 2,000 to test it. You will know if it's a site or not. Now, now I have come to understand the site because I have foreplay about Self Valley. So I've come to understand there is a particular cloning site they use. The sites look similar. So when I look at the site, I just know these people, they are fraud. By the time you put it there, you subscribe, you will know when you subscribe that this, it's not something you can explain. It is born out of experience. Except you sit down, you look at the site, you can say, okay, this site is fake, this site is real.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that insight. We want to talk about the capital to start now. Is it something little that will help you start up, or you need a big cash to start? And what, aside the mobile phones that you need, what other things do you need to start?
Yes, the mobile phone is the basics. You can also go mega, you can go big if you wish to. And that was a mistake. I was advised then by somebody who has gone ahead of me. He told me, said, don't start big. But I thought maybe, you know, sometimes when you hear some motivation, he doesn't want to. He gave me his personal experience, how he grew his business, and he was doing very well, making millions, and all of a sudden, he said it crashed. He didn't discuss it about because he was talking to me, said, so that's how it is, please grow in the business. I didn't understand that. So when I saw the site, I just put in bulk money there, and I found out that the money were gone. But thank God, because I was still working, I was not feeling it. But it's painful, because that money could have been used for something else, and yet we are putting it somewhere, and it's not working. So if you want to, actually, another way I was scammed was I wanted to actually build an e-commerce site. Okay. That would give me leverage, because now, while I'm here, I'm always with my phone. Because you see person send me data. So even while I was sitting in the reception, the waiting room, I was hearing send me data. And you have to do that. You have to always be online. So I was thinking, okay, how can I put it on e-commerce, which is the best way that we could do? And that was why I contacted the site, and they said, oh, just pay the money. In 2 days, your e-site will be ready. Fine. With the joy and, oh, we trust everybody online. We had the money, the guy phone went off. It happens again. Now, the irony was, there was a big data site in this country. I won't mention that. I even had to look at their site. I wanted to upscale. They say, if you upscale, this amount will reduce. The moment I paid the money into the account, I lost everything. So by the time I called, they could not even pick the call. They don't call. They text. So I later text a message. They send me a message. So when I check, instead of decreasing, it has increased. I said, you didn't put it on your site. They said it was a mistake. They didn't update their site for a year. So the moment I paid, and this is a normal site, if you mention it, it's okay. But I tried to reach out to the CEO. I could not. I go online, all their social media were blocked. Yet they are still selling data. And I was wondering about it. So the e-commerce site is very good if you have a dedicated, but that becomes my fear, because I had to tell myself, I say I will learn that web development, which I'm trying to do this year. I definitely will do it this year. Because you having e-commerce site, if you don't have a trusted person, you may not be able to monitor it. Because the API, you may not have that API. Maybe the service provider will be the one having it, which means he will have most of the account. And I can shut you out. So that's something I'm trying to avoid because of these several experiences. I said, no, I'm going to learn web development. And when we went for this last meeting, I actually met one of my colleagues in this, the last meeting that brought me here. I discussed with him. He said, okay, we can partner together, and I'm looking towards doing that.
So e-commerce is something that someone who wants to begin to sell data must learn about. It will help out.
You have to, if you want to use it as a full-time business, which I intend to do.
Now, let's talk about the aspect of fraud that you spoke about. Do we have any government regulation agency that looks into that? Because we know that we have a lot of people into this business sector. How do you redress? How do you get your money back? How do you gain confidence if you're defrauded here and now, and there's nothing to be done after you are defrauded? So what government agencies have you encountered or have you seen that comes in check to check all this defrauding of a thing online?
All right, there are three things. Actually, I didn't have any particular agency in mind, but I called somebody who worked with the EFCC. Say actually EFCC is supposed to handle that because it is a corporate issue.
Okay.
It's EFCC. So, but unfortunately he said they won't want to attend to it because that money is not so much big money.
Big money, okay.
And that's a challenge. So those of us that are in small scale business, they're not benefiting. So we are left on our own. Then I checked that, and the consumer protection right is another place I could look into. So I checked their site since we realized that, okay, if you have any issue like this, you can tell us. If you are not treated fair, they can trace the account, at least because you are partner with CBN. I did the same thing. I've sent a message for about 2 years. I didn't get any response. Then also another thing, I went to the bank and complained. I believe the bank should have given me feedback. Oh, this site, we are going to shut this account down. I don't know what happened. We are going to shut this account because this account is a fraud site account. They will say they didn't know because I went there myself to complain that, look, I paid a certain amount to this. I print a receipt, all the stress I went to, my transport, paying there. We don't even give it consideration in the country. So it become a challenge that actually the government need to look into it properly. Okay. Maybe it can start with Ogun State. We can set up a task force that will look at those that are defrauded. It can be a new task force. So that when those that are defrauded doing business in the state, if they are defrauded, it will be easier to recover their money, no matter how little it is.
Okay, let's talk about security measures that should be put in place when you want to start things that you think a data seller or online e-commerce seller can do when they want to start the business security-wise to avoid defrauding, because according to what you have said, that is the major challenge.
Yes.
So what are the security measures that should be put in place?
Okay, it's two-way. As I do it now with my phone, I subscribe to their site, my password must not be given out, no matter how close you are to me. Nobody has my password except my wife. Just have it just for, yes, that if I'm not aware of something emergency, you can have my password. I don't give my password no matter how close you are to me. Because once anybody has that password, because it's two passwords, the main password we're used to log into the site, the second one we're used to subscribe. So once that password goes outside, forget it. Anybody can withdraw any amount from your data site, because apart from selling data, you can do wire registration, you can do NECO registration, you can do JAM registration, you can buy recharge card, so you can pay electricity bill, you can pay your different bills. So it's not just because we are majoring on data. So you can pay the subscription. So somebody can get into your site and all of a sudden you find out that you have paid for many things and you're like, where did I do this? But you've given somebody your PIN. So it is a warning. In fact, I was warned by the site I'm using that, please, for God's sake, not even us, the subscriber, they don't have my PIN. So don't give anybody your PIN. Then if you are doing e-commerce also, you have to be careful. If you are going to subscribe to a bigger company, you have to be careful also. Because doing e-commerce, also we still need somebody will take care of it. Who is responsible taking care of your site becomes the issue. So if the person is trustworthy, fine. Because one thing I believe that we have challenged mostly in our generation is trust. Okay. Many people, as soon as they got opportunity to that password, everything is gone. So we need to work on that also. Okay. Keep your password very secure. You'll be warned by the good data seller that will tell you, please don't blame us if you give your password to anybody. Okay, since everybody has this mobile phone and you can do these things on your own, how do you get your clients?
how can someone get someone to buy from you? Because for me, I can do that on my phone. I have the mobile providers are there, and they will tell you to buy from here, buy from there. But you are using it as a business. How do you get clients? You want people to learn from you.
Okay, that is the intrigues about business. I have passed through a lot of challenges in the business, and I've come to master some aspect of it. Even mobile, our data is cheaper than that of the mobile operator. They are cheaper than that of the mobile. Because this one, you are buying it in bulk.
Okay.
You are buying it in bulk. So if you buy it in bulk, if you are selling it, it's cheaper.
Okay.
So if you are going to subscribe to a particular network per gig, what I sell is cheaper than what they will give you. They sell it to us because we buy it in bulk.
Okay.
The company we subscribe to buy it in bulk, they sell it to us also because we buy in bulk from them. So because you are buying in bulk, I don't think you want to spend time to go and buy. Maybe there are some number you cannot buy, no matter what you use, because maybe you are the corporation can buy, but not you as an individual. So you are limited. But we do it for business. We buy in bulk. Like I was going through, I had to make call to MTN, Glo, and Airtel, and they said, okay, the customer service, when you are ready, you come in. So there are two things I'm waiting for just to get. When I'm ready, I'll go and meet them to get the box site. Okay. And secondly, it helps you also. It's just a call away, and I'll credit your account because I have your number. You don't need to stress yourself also. Okay.
Okay, you are taking the stress away, and because you're selling
I'm
in
taking
bulk.
the stress, and most of my customers they don't actually need it. It is their friends, family that needs it.
Okay.
So I tell my friends abroad, I said, you have family here. I have somebody who subscribe ahead for 6 months. That family is not just how many pounds you pay and you get it, how many dollars you pay.
Okay, let's talk about promoting your business. Okay. How easy is it for someone who is into this kind of business to promote it? You're using the social media. I am using the social media. So why are you promoting to me? Why are you telling me about it? Why is it essential for you to promote your business as a data seller?
Yes, it's essential to promote your business. Any business, I forgot this man's name, that says advertising. I mean, a business without advertising is like winking at a beautiful girl in the dark. Nobody knows what you are doing. So if you don't advertise, nobody knows what you are selling. And it's not just about you advertising. Of course, I'm a communications expert because that's what my field of study. So if you don't, if you advertise, it's not just about you putting an information. You have to let people know how will this information benefit them. So I come in online, it's not just putting it online. I make personal calls. This December, I give over 60 gig to my customers. That's money. 60 gig. Those that are buying from January down, I have to refer to my customers that, so I mean, you may ask this question, but let me put it now. That were having issues with me because some friends that we buy, they won't pay. I had to send them a message and let them know that it's unfair. And they got angry because I sent a message. By December, I sent message, you've been patronizing us, we are happy, we want to give you some 3 gigs, some 2 gig, some 1 gig, some 5 gig. They were so happy. They were like, wow. And that's how I credited all of them. And today, in fact, they brought more people. Yes, and I told them, because that's incentive. Okay. Integrated business marketing, you have to have incentive for your customer. Then I tell them, I said, if you can give me 5 customers, bring 5 person to buy, I will give you 1. Okay. So most of them, they are doing it. So beyond doing that, that's how I market it also. I put it on my status. I tell my friends also, those that are around me, you use data, they say yes. They patronize me.
Okay, as we leave, is it sustainable and is it lucrative? Can you stay with this business for a very long time? And is it something that brings it money regularly?
Yes, I intend to stay with it for a longer time.
I'm asking you because a lot of people want to come into it.
No, I intend to stay with it. What I want to do this year, by God's grace, I want to learn my web development. Once I learn it, and the business is a very good one, it's a lucrative one, and it's simple. It doesn't require you taking instrument everywhere. There are some days that you just have some heat. Some persons will even call, even I won't have the supply. So what I do, I have some money, transfer, send it to them, because some people buy more than I could imagine. So it's something you can really do. Something you do. The site I subscribe to, the last time we were meeting, they are using a full building. Okay. Just for data subscription. Right. But actually, don't confuse it. Data subscription, you do other subscription also. Because an e-commerce site, so everything online, It's like you sell online. And by so doing, you may even graduate to become maybe like on a licensed site like Jumia and then Konga and Co. It's possible to do that.
All right, thank you so much for coming on program and explaining data selling business to us on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And that will be all on the Profit Point Show for this moment. But we'll come again next week, God willing. We'll be having our 2 segments in that. But before we allow you go on the program, don't forget that you can join the Profit Point Show as a sponsor, or you can advertise on any of our programs at all on OGTV